Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking the code on a game that is almost definitely on your phone right now, Subway Surfers. And, it looks so simple, right? But trust me, underneath that colorful surface is a game with some serious depth, and we're going to dig into all the secrets to mastering it.
I mean, this isn't just a game. It's an actual global phenomenon. Subway Surfers has absolutely perfected that just one more run feeling. You know what I'm talking about. It's that mix of super fast reflexes and the simple addictive loop that has just grabbed millions and millions of us.
But what really is the secret? What makes it last? And how do the best players, you've seen them, how do they seem to just float through obstacles that seem totally impossible? Well, today, we're taking that journey, from that first clumsy swipe all the way to leaderboard topping glory. All right, first things first, to really get good at this game, we gotta understand its DNA. So let's hop in the time machine and rewind a bit to see how this whole endless runner thing became such a legend. So here's the thing. Subway Surfers didn't invent the endless runner genre, but you could definitely argue it perfected it. Think about it. Back in 2009, Cannibalt gave us the basic idea. Then, in 2011, Temple Run comes along and bam, it's in 3D and everybody's playing it. But then, in 2012, Subway Surfers shows up, adds the hoverboard, and starts doing constant updates. That turned a simple game into a world that's always changing, and that was the real game changer. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's this awesome combination of things. You've got the world tour that keeps everything looking fresh. You have those bright graphics and that music. You can hear it in your head right now, can't you? But the real genius, the thing that keeps you hooked, is the strategy. The power-ups and the hoverboards mean it's not just about how fast you can swipe, it's about making smart choices in a split second. Okay, so you've got the game. Now, before we even dream about high scores, we have to talk about the absolute basics, movement. Every single pro player out there has these core mechanics burned into their brains, so let's get them locked in. Honestly, this is it. Anyone can swipe, right? But the secret isn't how fast you swipe, it's when you swipe. It's a rhythm. We've all been there. You jump a little too early and you clip the barrier. You roll a fraction of a second too late and you're caught. Finding that perfect rhythm is the foundation for every single great run. And this is what it looks like. Every move, the jump, the roll, the lane change, has a sweet spot. You have to get the feel for it, to internalize it, so it becomes muscle memory. Because that flow is what's going to save you when things get really, really chaotic later on. So, for your first few games, try this. A little homework. 1. Don't even think about the coins. Just focus on feeling the rhythm of the controls. 2. Your only goal is to dodge. That's it. Survive. And 3, this is the most important one, completely ignore your score. We're building that muscle memory right now, not a high score. Not yet, anyway. Okay, so your movement is starting to feel like second nature. Now it's time to get strategic. This is where Subway Surfers goes from being a pure reflex game to something more like a high-speed puzzle. And it all starts with the stuff you pick up on the tracks. Let's talk coins. They are way more than just points. Think of them as fuel. They are the engine that powers all of your progress in the game. Every single coin you grab is basically an investment in making your future runs even more epic. And then you've got the power-ups. Oh yeah, these are the real game changers. Grabbing the right one at just the right moment isn't just helpful, it can literally be the one thing that pushes you over the edge to a new personal best. Let's break down the core 4. You've got the jetpack, which is basically your get-out-of-jail-free card. You just fly over all the chaos. The super sneakers are awesome, but just be careful. That super high jump can mess with your timing if you're not ready. The coin magnet is great because it lets you just focus on surviving while the cash rolls in. And the 2x multiplier, that's the golden ticket. If you see one, you drop everything else and you go get it. It will send your score to the moon. Now for what is probably the single most important tool in the entire game, the hoverboard. You gotta think of this thing as your extra life. It lets you make one mistake without ending your run, which means you can start playing a lot more aggressively and really push your limits. Learning when to pop that hoverboard is a skill all on its own. And this, right here, is where the pro-level thinking kicks in. See, you don't just use a hoverboard. You use the right hoverboard for the job. You have to start thinking ahead. If you know a really dense, tricky section is coming up, you get that teleporter board ready. See a long stretch that's just packed with coins? Time for the coin magnet board. Matching your gear to the challenge? Now that's a true expert move. Okay, you've got the basics down cold. You know all your tools. Now let's talk about the mindset. The thing that separates the top 1% from, well,
everybody else. This is how we go from being good to being great. So, when you start, you spend most of your time on the ground, right? Like you see here on the left, but the elite players, they live on top of the trains. What you see on the right is called train hopping. It is high risk, high reward. It lets you skip huge chunks of obstacles, but man, one bad jump and your run is toast. Mastering this is a huge step up. And this might be the biggest mental leap you have to make. You have to stop just reacting to what's right in front of your face and start anticipating the patterns. The game reuses combinations of obstacles. Once you start to recognize them, you're not just dodging one train, you're planning your path 3 or 4 moves ahead. It's like seeing the code in the Matrix. You know, the really smart thing about Subway Surfers is that the game doesn't stop when your run ends. There's this whole metagame built around it. The daily missions, the season hunts, the world tours, all these things give you a reason to come back every single day, always chasing that next cool item or character. And ultimately, for the most competitive players out there, it all leads to this, the global leaderboard. This is the mountaintop. This is where all your practice, all your strategy, and all your endurance gets put to the ultimate test against the best players in the entire world. One player really summed it up perfectly. They said that real success isn't about having one magical lucky run. It's about being consistent. And even more important, it's about being able to adapt your strategy when the game gets faster and throws new challenges at you. So look, whether you're just making your first dodge or you're trying to master the most advanced hoverboard in the game, the journey is really about constant improvement. The core goal never, ever changes. Just push your run a little bit further than you did last time. Which kind of brings us to a final big question. In a game that has no finish line, in a run that is literally endless, can you ever truly master it? Or is the real point just the endless chase for perfection itself? That's something to think about on your next run.